bounce.
The physics of the
They'll
bounce.
Silk the Shockers third EP.
We won't stop. We won't stop. We won't stop.
Watch out, Josh ain't going for the switch. I just wanna fire for a miss. Keep your eyes stayed on me for the blessing. Treasure up.
Let's get it. What's up? We are those indie geeks. My name is Q,
Just raised.
And it's your boy Prodigal.
and we talk about everything that is geeky, everything that relates with sci-fi comic books, something of the like. And we have been reviewing Daredevil, and man, the accuracy at which that dude can throw a baton. Can you guys throw a baton that well? Have you ever thrown it that accurately
No.
and have it like bounce off of anything?
No.
I've never had a baton. I've never thrown a baton. I've never done anything with a baton, so I don't even know about throwing it in the first place.
Throwing a
Once it
baton is
comes to
crazy.
the physics
Number one.
of the bounce, I'm out.
The physics of the bounce is a wild way to put it.
I'm just saying, I can't. When you try to ricochet something off something, I'm out. Unless we
The
playing,
physics of the bounce.
unless
Bro,
we playing
the physics of
online
the bounce is a very wild thing to say in the first
That sounds
minute
like
of recording this podcast.
Sounds
I'm
like
just
a
saying.
Master P mixtape, bro.
pool. The physics of the bounce.
The physics of the
They'll
bounce.
Silk the Shockers third EP.
We won't stop. We won't stop. We won't stop. The physics of the bounce.
That's so wild. To be honest, like I think, like I mean, the baton thing is cool, but I still can't get over like episode 8's, like Bullseye's, like
Bro.
like the spitting
Bro.
the
Oh,
spitting
yeah,
two
that was
down.
fire.
That's still like top right there. So like,
That was
The
fire.
physics
I
it
don't
would
think
take
anything
to get,
can-
like, the PSI it would take to just get that much force. To
With a tooth.
just, damn, with a tooth.
but
That was
I
insane.
mean, but yeah, but with this latest episode, the finale, I mean, man, where do you even start? I mean, you talked about the physics of the bounce, but I mean, like, let's take it from the beginning. I mean, I just love how they, picked it up right where we left off, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the moment, and it's all blue and stuff, and that's just like Bullseye's perspective. But, then going straight into the backstory of how Vanessa got him out of prison, and seeing Poindexter just like basically broken mentally.
Yeah.
Right, like
Bro was drugged
to be
up.
honest, I felt like a stab of like pity for him. Like I felt really
Yeah.
bad for him in that moment. I was just like,
And
man,
I
he's
was
gone,
all like,
and
I was
you
all
can
like,
really,
they should not do this. They're trying
Yeah.
to make me feel bad for this dude, and that's crazy work.
And the thing is this, like he didn't even he shows up in the beginning of the episode to like give that backstory, and then the end, kind of like showing where he's left off. The broken window. I think he's got his own space now. I don't even know where he's at, but I think that story of Poindexter like just being so broken mentally because of the Fisks, or because of Kingpin, and then Vanessa breaking him out, and then just him unleashing all his hell and basically setting off these chain of events. I think that was beautiful. I think that's a great way to end that arc.
That was a mental facility, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay, right.
it reminds me of like where like the whole like the Moon Knight situation happened.
Yeah.
I was just like, but I mean,
Were they in
that
the
wasn't
same
real, but
facility?
I don't think so. No,
they weren't.
no,
They
that
weren't
wasn't
in-
real, right? So,
Yeah.
what? Right? That wasn't real. If I
He
remember
wasn't
that
in-
correctly,
He wasn't in a mental facility.
it wasn't,
Not for
right?
real.
Okay, not for
No.
real, right? Okay. No, I mean, like we know that he wasn't crazy, but I'm saying like he didn't get like admitted during that time. But I guess
We
not.
need
Nah,
to,
nah.
you know what we need to do? Because, yeah, we're talking about Daredevil and everything, but you know what we need to do? We need to run that back one time for people. Just talk about some of the series that actually were good. Like, on the
Oh,
Disney
we could
Plus
do
thing.
a whole episode on that.
I'm saying, bro.
That's a whole
that
episode.
was Moon Knight, bro? Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Top tier.
yeah.
But
Well, highlight. Oh, sorry. Just Race. Go ahead. Go
oh,
ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, but Daredevil Born Again. I don't know. I'm gonna have to reevaluate my tops after season 1.
Yeah?
I on my channel I reviewed it and gave it a 9 out of 10 for the first season, and the only reason why I gave it a 9 out of 10 is because of the disjointedness of the old footage with the new footage. Sometimes you can kind of tell what was old, what was new, but outside of that, it was dang near perfect.
I was about to say,
like the way they did
I was about to say, like, the episode 1, 8, and 9 were the ones that were like on the original docket, right? Because you could really tell with like the tone shift. Like
no, those were the wait on the original docket. What you
that's
mean?
That's what I heard. Like the episode 1, 8, and 9 were the ones that were finished, and they did everything in between as a refilm.
Nah, it was the opposite. 1, 8, and 9 were new, and 2 through 7, either 2 through 7 or 2 through 6 was what they already shot.
Yeah.
Okay, hit up New Rockstars then, because they said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I always thought that. It's like the way that they seemed was basically like episode 2 to 7 was basically like the new creative team, which to be honest, like it doesn't make sense as to why they would break away from the team that headed episode 1, and then 2 to 7 have a new team, and then 8 to 9. Like I don't get that order.
Probably because it sucked. Probably because honestly it didn't have that much of. No. I'm saying like probably because some of the things in between sucked, like things that weren't gonna work in the long run.
Well, that was the old footage though. The 2 through 7 was the old footage.
That's what I'm saying. The stuff that they changed probably sucked.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like why was it like episode 1 was still with the new team, and then 2 to 7 was the old team, and 8 to 9. Like I don't know, I just never got that order.
Maybe they took the parts that they liked, and then put
episode 2 was
there.
technically supposed to be episode 1. That's how it started. They felt like they felt like so episode 2 through 7 was originally 1 through 6.
Okay.
They shifted it back, shot their own pilot for the new joint, which made sense. And then originally both what's shorty name?
Karen Page.
Girl with the long neck. What's her name? Karen. Karen and Foggy. Karen and Foggy was supposed to get off screen, and so
they were both supposed to be good. They were both supposed to.
So they retooled all that for shot their own pilot for 1 with the new team, and then 8
I know
and 9.
you was hoping, Prodigal. I know you was hoping that freaking Foggy's coming back. No, he's not.
I mean, they got another season.
Gone, bro.
He coming back in season 2. In season 2, he's coming back. He coming back in season 2. What you talking about? What you talking about? No, he's coming back in season 2.
He's doing a training camp.
Yo,
he's doing a training camp with the Mighty Ducks.
Bro, he is playing hide and seek with Matt Murdock, alright? He is saying, bro, you cannot find me because I'm in witness protection. And, like, all of this stuff is going to go down in season 2. And then Foggy's going to be like, boom, you looking for me? And, like, it's going to be a happy ending. A happy reunion.
Boom, looking for me.
Like, nah, Foggy's still alive. I believe it in my heart. And people make this argument like, oh, like, Matt heard his heart stop. But there are drugs that you can use to fake that, to make that. Like, you know how, like, Nick Fury, Winter Soldier. Bro, Winter Soldier, Nick Fury got that drug to make his heart go 1 beat per minute or whatever. Nah, dude, I am dying.
Check your shoulders,
Foggy is still alive.
Bro,
Foggy is still alive.
That's a Reach Records Call Lecrae.
One day, y'all gonna look back at this episode and be like, bro, Prodigal was cooking up absolute cinema over here, alright?
That's wild thinking. Nah, but what they did reveal about Foggy in the case, that
was crazy.
part,
I wasn't expecting that.
That was nuts. I didn't.
Yep.
Number one, I love the fact that this kind of zeroes in on what they actually do, like for legality, like, or not legality, but litigation, just like their jobs. Right. Like, I like how it focused in on that. Like, at the end of the day, yes, Daredevil was a superhero and everything. He's superheroing and doing his thing.
He's still a lawyer.
But he's a lawyer. He's got to figure out the cases.
He's a really good lawyer. Yeah.
Right. He's a really good lawyer. He's got to figure out the cases. And so, like, just them getting to the bottom of what the bottom of what Foggy was celebrating early for.
Speaking of getting to the bottom, though, was anybody else pissed off with Shorty in the hospital room? Because it was just like, yo, hold on.
She already pissed me off with that. I saved myself.
Yo, dude. Matt was such a freaking savage. Matt was like, Karen, Heather's like,
I was like, no.
hey, who was you talking about, fam?
Wrong girl.
I'm like, if you weren't on tubes and stuff, I'll beat the brakes out of you. That's what Heather was thinking. I'd be like, damn.
She stopped. She said,
He said that joke was smooth and strong.
I know, it was like,
you see the black girl come. She said, it's probably the drugs. It's probably the drugs.
Bro, he didn't even
I know you
after.
Hispanic. I know you Hispanic. It's probably the drugs.
Even after Christian said it's just the drugs, it took like Matt like 10 more seconds to be like, "What's her name?" Oh yeah, Heather.
Hey man, he got shot. He got shot. But you notice how both of them looked at her when she interjected with, they were the ones getting shot at. I'm like, Trent, hold on, we talking.
Yeah.
We talking.
Yeah.
I just found out this information. I need to tell you because we need to press charges. We need to figure this out.
Right.
Bro, to be honest, I wouldn't be mad at like Matt and Kristen getting together, but I mean, that's just me.
I would be mad at it.
I feel like she's
I
not
wouldn't be mad
as-
at it, but I think she's a little too sensible. If that makes any sense.
Oh, so Matt goes for the nonsensible ones?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
he has a point.
Except for the fact, except for the fact that
point.
Karen saved his life at the end of that episode, basically.
I saw the tweet of like, when I keep saying like Matt's not blind, and like he was like there was a tweet that said Matt is definitely not blind. Look at all the women he's dated; they're all hot. Like what the heck? Like there's no way this dude is blind.
Keep telling y'all, radar sense doesn't mean blind.
I know. That's funny.
He
But
ain't
yeah,
really worked
see.
with no mud
That
ducks
man
either.
can see.
He ain't really worked with no mud ducks either. So
we didn't work with what?
mud ducks.
Did you say mud ducks?
Yeah.
What do you?
Y'all ain't
that?
never
What's a
heard
mud
that
duck? What's a mud
terminology
duck?
before?
That's
Nah.
a very Virginia type thing to say.
No, it's a southern thing.
I have never heard that before. What's a mud duck?
I mean, you from Connecticut, so I mean,
And I'm from Las
Hey,
Vegas.
man,
What does
I
it mean? What does it
mud ducks is
mean?
just
What
an
it
ugly
mean?
person.
Oh,
Okay.
mud ducks is wild work. He said
Yeah,
it's
just
a
an
southern
ugly person.
thing. Southern people comment in the. Do you ever run around calling anybody a mud duck? Like, it almost sounds like you're cussing. Like, low key.
I don't know, man. Urban Dictionary has Urban Dictionary has a very very
Mud
different
duck.
definition for mud duck.
Hey, you can read it if you want to.
Okay. So anywho,
Nah, I'm good.
Anywho,
I'm good on that.
we
I
had-
don't want to get this.
we
This is
had
a
Mr.
family friendly podcast.
We had Mr. Frank Castle show back up in the best possible way.
Facts.
That was one of my favorite parts of the episode, was just kind of seeing them like have that relationship again.
Yep.
But the banter was going crazy.
The banter and the love
That
triangle.
scene, the love triangle was crazy.
Yeah,
I
that
was
part.
like,
was
oh
wild.
no,
I was
did
like,
they
wait a
do
minute.
it?
Right.
Did
Wait
they
a minute.
do it? Why are they looking at each other?
Y'all been
like
talking on the side this whole time. We've been waiting for these seasons.
I was like,
and y'all
why
been
did
upping
Karen
each other
call him?
seasoning?
I was like, why did Karen call him? Hold on a second.
Right. He was like, "Oh, you been talking to him a lot, huh? I heard your heartbeat."
Adrenaline. She said,
"Oh,
that was
yeah?
just
Oh, yeah?"
adrenaline.
Just adrenaline, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
she
all
played
me,
it
that was
smooth.
adrenaline.
Hey, kudos to Karen though. She played it smooth. She was like, "But did you hear my heartbeat when I saw you?" He was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah." it
no, I was
probably-
like, that's a G move.
It was probably
That's a G-
adrenaline.
that's
You're
a
right.
G
It was
move.
probably adrenaline.
I was like, she got out of that quick.
Yeah.
She was smooth with
She's
it.
smooth with it. She's smooth. Yeah,
But-
no, Frank Castle. I mean, just him taking out the anti-vigilante task force. Beautiful.
At least the first time.
The amount
Right.
of blood.
I was about to say, attempting to take out.
Yeah.
The first time.
The amount of
The first
blood
batch.
and everything was
Facts.
just
That's okay.
beautiful.
Can I say one thing? Yes, we'll get back to the Punisher and all the brutality. Can I say one thing? I did not realize, because they've been focusing in, and I think they did this on purpose. They've been focusing in with the little task force people. They've been focusing in on those same like 7 officers that we've been seeing. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that they had so many.
Right.
Right.
Goodness, like it's so many. It's like they had
Oh, yeah.
almost a whole police force. It looked like
Facts.
on their
A
side.
whole little army.
And that leads me to going, okay, Frank's probably like almost at peace, like, oh, I took these guys out. or at least
That's
the rest
it.
of them got taken out by the grenade.
Right.
Who threw the grenade? I wanted to know who threw the grenade.
First of all,
like,
who threw the grenade and why blow up the whole apartment?
The whole thing?
Yo, what grenade is this?
Yeah.
What kind of grenade is this? It blew out the entire floor.
That's what I'm saying.
How
Like,
much?
what
How
grenade
much?
does that?
I was like, what type of? If you know in the comments what grenade would blow up an entire level to an apartment building and not have it
Did he leave the gas on?
drop? No, when it blew up, I was all like, did the level of the apartment level didn't just drop? Wouldn't that have happened?
Nah, I think
Because
it's his.
structurally, like it would have.
Yeah.
Structurally, I feel like it depends on the building, but I'm not an architect, so I don't know.
Or yeah, I'm not an
Architects
engineer,
in the
architect.
comments.
I know. If you're an
Would that
Indie
not
Geeks
cause the whole
fan
building to fall?
and you're an architect, comment. I
But
feel like
nah,
we're speaking
man.
to a very specific niche group of people right there.
Frank has this like visceral way of fighting, which is just like, you know, he's gonna beat somebody, but
Yeah.
it always feels like he's on the brink of losing.
Yeah.
But that's all I can. With Daredevil, it's like it's so stylized. You don't. This dude is gonna win. Like that's just what it feels like.
No,
Yeah.
Punisher's just
Punisher's
like
just
he's just
aggressive and
it's just
brutal.
brutal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
I
the screams and stuff that he does is just like it
Facts.
like it
Little
shows that
grunts,
ferocity. Yeah.
Facts. I just wish I kind of wish his scene. I know it was in the dark and they probably did it in slow mo to emphasize what was happening with his scenes, but I wish they weren't in slow mo. Like that would have been dope to just see him just taking
Yeah, it
out
was
those
kinda
dudes
funny.
in like real time.
It took me out a little bit because
Yeah, it did because it
every
was like
time
when
it gets back
Daredevil
to
was
him,
moving, it was real time. And it was
Yeah,
just
he was
like,
like,
every time it got to him, it was like,
like,
it was like, we don't have to do this, guys. You can just beat him up.
show him stab
Yeah.
him like 18 times.
I think when they finally catch Frank Castle, like and they have him tied up and all that, like all the officers with the skull like on their vests and everything, it's just like it just looks horribly painted on them, and it
Oh
just
my
looked like
God.
cheap imitations.
Oh my god! It
and
looked like
that's
the
why
Great
like
Value vest.
yeah, exactly. And so like them standing with those cheap imitations, the Great Value vests, and Frank like sitting down and just be like, you think you know my pain, like you think, and all that. Like I think that was great. I was just like,
My
little boy talks to me
these
every
guys,
day.
I know these guys just don't like. They think it's all about the brutality and just the violence, but they don't
Like, you
know
look
what
up to
really
me.
fuels him. Yeah, yeah. And
Bro,
That whole speech was
that
fire.
paralleling with what was going on with Fisk and Commissioner Gallo, which.
oh, before we get to that, before we get to that, because wow, number one. But
You gotta
like before
strength
we
that
get to
for
that,
sure.
when he found the little casing with the Punisher symbol on it, and we found out, oh, you're the one that shot Victor, bro.
Oh,
You're the one. Oh, the dude, man. And
and it
he
had
was
to be
just
the
sitting
brother.
there.
It had to be the brother.
It had to be him, right? And so like
I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, dang it.
look, I'm glad Just Ray said it and you didn't say it because I was
Like,
about
why
to say,
could've- why
hold
could've
on,
been
hold
Fallon?
on there. Hold on there.
I know. I'm just saying. Somebody had to say it, but
I
I,
just knew it was the
I
white
felt
dude.
bad. I was just like, why wasn't it the white guy?
Why
But
was
yeah,
it the bro? Why was it the brother? It could have been the white dude, the annoying white dude. But like when he showed him that and he was just sitting there, just baiting him. Like, and Frank isn't helpful when it comes to that. He's like, yeah, kill him. Go ahead.
Facts.
Do it. Do it.
Facts.
Do it. So I'm like,
Facts.
Frank, shut up.
It's funny because their dialogue is always hilarious because it's like they're always joking each other, and then they're always like egging each other on. He's trying to egg Punisher on to be better. Punisher's trying to egg him on to be like, nah, kill him. Like,
You got it.
This
You
is,
got
this
it.
what you want to do.
He
You
took
want to
your
play
friend.
hero? Kill him.
Right. And then and when they're sitting there arguing in the middle of
Middle of the street in the
he's
car
like,
pull up.
you
I was
always,
like,
you
who
always
is this?
you're,
Right.
you're an asshole,
Right.
Frank. And he's all like, shut up. Shut up. Grenade? He said, grenade?
They legit like argue like an old married couple for real. Like the banter is so good between John and Charlie. Like it's very natural.
Facts.
And then when you throw Karen Page in the mix, you know, with them, but also like the scenes. I know we're jumping, you know, back and
We're
forth
around
with
everywhere.
the thing
Y'all know how we
chronologically,
do.
but like, you know,
Facts.
the ending scene of like Karen with Matt and just talking him down. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
what he needed. Like, Karen is
That's
such
exactly
an
what he
integral part, and that begs the question, like, who the heck in that old creative team or the new whatever you want to call it, like the ones who got kicked out, who the heck wanted to kill Karen? I
don't
get
know.
Foggy being like a central, like an anchor for
In
him
between,
to
yeah.
give up the mask and all that stuff. But Karen is like his I don't know, his better half, if I can say it like that. Like, she's needed, you know. She's his strength, you know, and the one who kind of talks some sense into him. And this really shows in that scene is like he needs Karen. Like, there's no other
Right.
way around it. I'm so glad that she's back for season 2, and it's
You
gonna
think
be
Night
great.
Nurse
But
will be back next season?
I
That's
love
a
me
good
some
question.
Rosario Dawson. I'll just
That's
say
a
that.
great question. I don't know.
Gotta love Rosario Dawson.
I do not know.
But it'd
It'd
be cool.
be dope if she came back.
It'd be cool. Yeah.
Or even if she
Kinda
showed
see-
back up in like a Heroes
kinda-
for Hire type of situation.
Kind of want to see a love triangle between Karen and Rosario and Matt. You know, trying to win Matt. That'll be great to see.
That's
She
crazy.
ain't never take it there with Matt though.
Didn't they do
She
it?
did. Yeah, they did.
They did.
In the first season. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
She did
But-
get around. I forgot.
I know, but yeah. No, but Karen's
Cage,
definitely
too.
needed.
Hey man,
Karen's
everybody
definitely
wants some
needed.
coffee.
Hey, what did Frank say? What did Frank say? Nothing a good cup of coffee can't cure?
Yeah, pot of coffee.
Good cup of coffee.
A good pot of coffee. Like that's what he needs.
That's
That's
a
all
heavy
you need.
week. That was
Bring
his
out
pick-up
all you
line.
need.
vigilante
You wanna go get some
justice.
coffee?
I think one
Vigilante.
thing, dude. Let's talk about Kingpin. Wilson
Goodness.
Fisk.
Hold on,
He
wait.
is
Before we go to
mayor.
Kingpin.
Oh, okay.
Before
All
we
right.
go to Kingpin, the funniest part of that entire situation with Punisher and Daredevil was when they was in the street arguing. Karen pulled up.
Yeah.
Matt called shotgun, and I'm just thinking to myself, these niggas really got about to get in the car after fighting for their lives in an apartment and swinging,
Shotgun.
jumping out the window, and you got to hop in the car fully suited to get a ride. Like, what time?
That just reminds me of
In
like
a
when
normal car. A normal car.
I know. That just reminds me of just Deadpool in the taxi cab listening to "Just Call Me Angel in the morning, baby." Like driving a dope in there.
That junk really did crack me
Hilarious.
up because when they first got on the street and they got up and they like got off of the other car and they were all like just walking down the street, he's like, "You're an asshole." He's like, "You're an asshole, Frank." He's all like, "Yeah,
Like, I know.
I know."
I know.
That's great, and I love it. I love that.
I
I
was
love
like,
it. I
come
love
on,
it.
man.
I think
That's
that
crazy.
that relationship, that chemistry works really well with them,
Thanks.
both of them. Yeah, it's really good. I want to see just like a Punisher and Daredevil show. That'd be great. You know, like it would be cool to see Heroes for Hire, like with Luke Cage and Danny Rand.
Uh-huh.
But like Punisher and Daredevil show, we'll kind of go
I
hard.
wanna see
They're
more
kind of like
Punisher
frenemies. They're like
Right.
I would love to see that.
Frenemies.
Like they did it with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then they became best friends. Now I don't think that's going to happen with
I don't think that's
Daredevil,
gonna happen
but
with-
but it's still like that the chemistry that they have together. Like they have a really like very palpable chemistry together on stage, so on screen, so which is good.
So,
But yeah,
you keep wanting to
Kingpin.
talk about Kingpin, yeah.
Mayor Kingpin, dude. Oh
That's
my
right.
goodness, I just love it. This man is twisted, and it's just
Bruh.
it's beautiful to see.
No, you did one party you think that he was gonna start this episode like, oh man, Matt did just save my life. Maybe I owe him this one. No, he still was like, make sure he's dead.
The
Make
way he
sure
the way he
he's
played
that
it though
hero.
was smooth.
Yeah.
The way he played it was smooth. He was like, "Hey, yo, Buck, hold on,
Bruh.
let me holler at you." He was like, "Hey,
Hold on a second.
what's the status of Matt Murdock? Oh, he's recovering in the hospital. Oh, word. What if he didn't make it out the hospital?"
Like,
He's
I'm
a
just like,
dead-
come on.
A dead lawyer
Come
and dead
on.
hero is better than a live vigilante, and that's
Facts.
like
I was
it's-
like,
I was
Come
like,
on,
"Sheesh,
bro.
he dropping bars right now."
yeah, for sure.
It's like, he really is gangster like that. 'Cause
No,
I'm
he-
so like,
yeah,
he's just
like-
saved your life.
Yeah, But he's just like, nah, man, this dude's got to go. Like, he's still my sworn enemy.
He saved my
that's
life,
crazy.
But we gonna flip that.
Yeah, exactly.
For my safer streets agenda.
I'm about to flip that permanently. Permanently, yeah. No, I think it's just, oh man, he already knew that Bullseye was released on Vanessa's orders. Like, he was just like, Vanessa, I know.
That's what caught me off guard, and low-key kind of pissed me off a little bit, because I wanted to see her confess first before he just kind of.
That's not.
I know
that doesn't happen in real
"Hmm."
life, and that's not going to happen in a show either. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Wilson.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry. Like, if that offends some of our women viewers, I apologize. But it ain't happening in real life, and it ain't happening in the show. Accountability. I'm just playing. I'm kidding. We're kidding. We are kidding. We're
Just
kidding.
for the record, I do not stand with these men. These are their own thoughts.
All of a sudden,
The
you're not
thoughts
on the show?
of
All of a sudden,
Q
you're not on the
and
show?
Just Race.
All of a sudden, you're not on the show? Okay.
For these last few seconds, I'm not on the show.
We'll be replacing Prodigal with Mitch Durrell soon.
They know something I don't know.
Mitch don't want to be on the show, man. Too busy listening to songs.
Nah, we need
Ain't
to
a cheap
replace
shot,
Alcott.
but let
We
me
need
talk about
we need a
hip-hop.
DEI hire.
Huh?
Replace him with Alcott.
Oh yeah.
Replace him with Alcott is crazy. Alcott's
gonna
just
be
sitting
like-
in the dark
Real.
with a candle lit and a microphone. Anyway,
But yeah, no, Kingpin. I just love how, like, straight up. I mean, Gallo was right. Like, he never stopped being Kingpin. Like, he just needed an excuse to get into politics and really just do things his way. And
to his
but
credit, he
the
did start
standout-
off thinking that he was going to do the right thing, right?
true,
Technically.
true. But I mean, his real baser instincts
Agenda.
and nature
Yeah.
like comes out
Thanks.
in time. But my favorite character, I didn't really like him, but now he's one of my favorite characters on the show, Daniel.
Nobody liked Daniel, bro.
I love
Still
dude.
trash.
Mans is
Bro.
like, he got the suspenders on. He sat with the gowns on. And he's just like, oh, you know about that money in
Mr.
that
Soprano.
Swiss bank account, bro. I loved it. I was just like, this man is about to do some damage in season 2. I love it. Like, this is gonna be great.
See, the
got
problem
the
to me
suspenders
with Daniel type characters is that they be too smug for their own good. It's like, bro, you don't run nothing around here.
No,
Especially
Mans
him.
Mans is gonna meet a horrible end, but while
sure.
he's here, let's enjoy it.
I'm gonna
Speaking
enjoy
of
the
horrible
horrible end
ends.
he gets.
Speaking of horrible ends, can we talk about the commissioner and what happened to him?
So here's
Wait,
the
hold
thing.
on. Before we go to Commissioner, let's talk about Sheila. I feel really bad for her.
Sheila!
Oh, my Sheila! What song is this?
Oh, Sheila.
We
Guys,
never
I was
sit on
raising
the song,
Connecticut.
so we
I don't know
what
the
we're
song.
talking about.
I was racing Connecticut. I don't know the song.
That's crazy. That song was made in Connecticut. I'm just. I can't confirm that.
But yeah, no, Sheila, man, like, yeah, I just feel really bad for her. Like, she's just stuck between a rock and a hard place. And you can really feel it.
Facts.
But she
Yeah,
sold
I
Gallo
ain't gonna-
out, but I understand. But I also
So
yeah.
two things surprised me in this episode with Sheila. First of all, I'm surprised she survived.
Me
Second
too.
of all,
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she
Well-
snitched on Gallo.
I'm not.
I'm
dude,
low key surprised she snitched
the
on Gallo.
way that conversation went with Gallo, I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna.
I thought
Because
she
especially
was
at
just
the
gonna let
end,
him
she was
do
like,
him.
"Watch your back." She said, "Watch your back." He says, "Watch your back." She's like, "Watch yours too," or whatever. And I was just like, he's done.
At
He
that
done.
point,
He
though,
done.
at that point, that was on Gallo. Because if she told him to watch his back, why would you take a limousine called for you?
My whole thing is, why would you have that conversation in the office?
Wasn't it
Had that done
outside?
at the
too.
crib
Oh
somewhere.
well,
or something.
in the office.
Well,
yeah,
she
in the building,
she
but,
recorded.
like,
she
she recorded it.
while they were
I
talking.
know, but still, I feel like he would have had more time had he not did it in the office. You right outside the door.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he had to like right after that altercation, he's
That's what
in
I'm
there
saying.
and he's yeah.
This man is crazy.
He coulda-
Like,
he
sir,
coulda
I can
waited.
hear you.
This man is crazy.
That's true. That is true. That is true. That is true. But yeah, no, Sheila was just I don't know. I kind of understand it, but let's see how it shakes out for season 2, man. I all this setup is. Here's the thing, right? Before we go on to Gallo, this season, like you said, I think Just Race you gave a rating. I don't know if you said it already, but whatever. We'll talk about it at the end. But this season was great, apart from like the little inconsistencies with 2 to 7. Like, it stuck the landing, and it didn't overpromise, and like it stuck the landing, and it set up perfectly for season 2. I love that. Like, this is a
Facts.
great, satisfying finale.
Facts.
That's all I want to say about it.
Man.
Anyway, yeah,
It's definitely a win. It was definitely
Yeah,
a
for
win.
sure.
Gallo, he was.
But Gallo.
So my thing with
Rest in
Gallo
peace.
is he was too smug for his own bridges. He was Daniel in reverse. He was too smug for his own bridges. It's like, bro, you've been talking about this man being Kingpin and being dirty the whole time, and you thought he won't gonna do what he was doing? Who's that? Oh, Shadow.
Gallo.
That
That's Gallo.
Bro,
Yo. he said.
like you just thought he was just gonna let you do what
thought
you
it
was
was
doing?
just-
All
I
out
think
in
it
the
was
open?
head
He wasn't
like
trying to be
a
secretive
rape.
about
I didn't
it.
think it was gonna do that. For some reason, I thought that it was just gonna maybe like implode a little and he would drop. I didn't think they would go that far.
I thought he was gonna have the police kill him. I didn't think he was gonna do it.
Yeah, that would have been wild, to be honest. But nah,
coulda just shot
Kingpin.
him.
That's what I thought.
But,
was
like,
gonna
that
happen. I was like, oh shit! Oh
But
snap!
this
He's about
is-
to shoot Gallo.
But with
Nah, I ain't
Kingpin,
about to shoot him.
it's about sending a message. Even the guy he killed, even the Russian guy he killed in season 1 of Daredevil, like when he decapitated his head, like he killed him so brutally and then sent his body to his brother. Like,
Yeah.
same thing. Like, this is like a message to the task force in a certain way that you can do whatever and you can get away with it, but also be careful because like if you cross me, this is what's gonna end up happening to you. But
Everybody
it's
knows
like
shit.
it just solidifies Mayor Kingpin. It just solidifies it's like he can do whatever the hell he wants and like yeah, try to go up the ladder. See if I care. Like
And now
let's
we know-
really do this.
And now
Yeah.
we know he's actually physically capable.
Yeah.
Facts. He
As
got that
well.
strength
Like
back.
we
all
know,
that
'cause
pasta
you're
and
not
sausages.
crushing. You're not crushing somebody's head. Like the amount of pressure that it takes to do that. Like you have to be strong to do that.
Facts.
I can
The,
see him fighting Spider-Man and actually giving Spider-Man a tough time now.
Facts.
Because
Yeah.
Spider-Man pulls his punches, and he would obviously be able to take Kingpin punches and him squeezing his head and all that stuff, but he would still feel, the punch. He would still feel like the hit,
Right.
and it's a little bit more believable now that he's a part of the MCU. Like he
Right.
should be getting as strong as he is. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if he's been taking super soldier serum. We don't know what's been happening. I hope they explore that
We know what
in
he's
the
been
future. That he has been eating.
Eating that pasta.
Bro had like 12 glizzies lined
sausage.
up.
Bro, on the pasta.
The sausage.
Lined
Yeah,
up.
the buffet
Nothing but
pasta.
sausages
Right.
and mustard and
Dinner for one, please. Like, sir. Check and feed the whole family. What are you eating?
and a mound of potatoes.
Hey, it's like, fam.
Crazy.
What in the world?
Yeah.
That's a
I
lot
just-
of sausages.
Facts.
I think so. Rest in peace to Commissioner Gallo.
Whew.
Pieces.
What a
He
way to
tried to
go.
do the right thing at the end of the day, and sorry,
Pieces.
man. Rest in pieces. Actually, to be honest, like the way that they like edited that and the way they cut to the prosthesis or whatever, like
I
the
really thought that it was gonna like stop after a couple of seconds.
no, nope, no.
He said,
They
we
were
gonna show you
like,
this
"No,
whole
you're
thing.
getting this. This is Disney Plus now."
Yeah, I know.
This is happening.
Yeah,
This
I was watching this in the living room too, and like mom, yeah, and I was just like forward just a bit,
Well,
and then when the kids were away, I'm like rewind.
How did they do that?
I gotta see that again.
I didn't want to see it again. After that, I literally took a moment. I was like,
Yeah, that was. Here's the thing. Though. I mean, Just Race. I mean, like we watched The Boys, so it's like it's not like a huge thing.
Yeah,
like we get desensitized to this thing.
That level.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't watch that stuff, guys.
Yeah, so that's why
our
I was
viewers
shocked
know.
a few of y'all.
Just so our viewers know, I don't watch that stuff. Like, I'm really into anime and all that. Like, I haven't watched all of Attack on Titan yet because originally when I watched it, like, I wasn't with the gore. So, which now I'm kind of like, okay, I get it. The story kind of outweighs that in a sense, at least for Attack on Titan. I can't speak on The Boys, but
just wait till you get to season 4. Just wait till you get to season 4. Everything you knew. Everything you thought you knew. Once you get to season 4, it's going to go whoop.
Look, are you talking about Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But for The Boys, it's like the story and the action and the gore and stuff, everything balances out, in my opinion.
I guess. I just don't like The Boys. Like, I don't like the characters.
Oh, it's like a very, like, if you really think about it, it's a very debaucherous
Homelander
show.
can suck an egg. I don't.
Yeah, I dare you to go tell him that straight up. I dare you to go
What
tell
is
the actor.
Gonna do?
Dude, I am scared of Anthony Starr, to be honest. Like, if I saw that man in the street, I'd be like, nice to meet you. I am heading the opposite way of wherever you're going.
I forgot, Prodigal, you haven't met me in person. Like, look, me and Just Raised will body a Negro. I'll clean it up.
Bro,
Body a Negro.
I'm telling you, man.
We're not small. We're not small.
I think Anthony Starr went to jail in Spain for assaulting a guy in the bar or something.
What?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. Bro looks psychotic. I'm just saying.
He can be psychotic. I can have this thing. He can still be
Bullet
psychotic.
Trump psychotic every time.
Every single time. Unless you're Mike Myers. Unless you pow, pow, pow. And then he's all like,
There's some Undertaker vibes. Rest in peace. So anyway, back to Daredevil though. Kingpin. I just the way that he's set up Red Hook and just everything that is going on, his corruption, and let's get to the end of the show, end of the episode. Sorry, which is the people in cages.
Before we get to the
Swordmaster.
The fact that he had the nerve to spin a block and hire the therapist shorty to be the head of the Department of Mental Health.
And she took the job.
Of course she took the job, because
she doesn't
forget my French, but she's been hoeing this whole season.
This entire season. She
don't care. She's just like, Wilson Fisk is a beautiful and gentle man who loves his wife very much.
I was like, Matt, you sure know how to pick him.
She pissed me all the way off.
He made the right decision with Karen. That's it.
Mr. Fisk.
Karen's the only one who. Karen's the only good decision in his life.
Where Bullseye at with another shot?
Yeah, for real. To be honest, if they turn Bullseye into like an anti-hero kind of thing, I'd be mad.
Nah, I hope they don't. He's supposed to be just crazy.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say he's.
But it's just like they've left him in a very like vulnerable spot again, and I feel like
I hated that they did that. Yeah.
And I don't know, like if he's gonna go for ultimate revenge and just like team up with Daredevil, and just to take Fisk down, and then like ultimately be like, do you want to join the Thunderbolts?
Nah,
like later.
He's not going. I don't see him ever going.
Was he ever in the
good.
Thunderbolts?
I don't think so.
In the comics,
so.
Can you look it up, Prodigal?
I could be wrong.
Because I feel like
you're looking that up. I don't remember, to be honest. I know it was a few villains that did join, but I don't remember.
It's all villains, except for Hawkeye.
Right.
Apparently, he was. Apparently, he joins the Thunderbolts in their efforts to assassinate Moon Knight. Bullseye was also with the Thunderbolts when they fought the Skrulls in Washington D.C.
So if you give him a reason,
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I feel like it'll be more Suicide Squad though. If you give him
I
a
feel
reason,
like,
I feel like it'll be more Suicide Squad.
yeah.
Like, we have this bomb
Which-
in your head. You need to help us. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like he'll come willingly. He'll be like, okay, guys, let's team up.
Well, the way that they made his story arc end in this season, I wouldn't be surprised if we did.
I think it just kind of puts him at a good lost place. Like, he's just kind of out there at this point. But
also, like, with the leaked, like, set pictures of season 2, I don't know if you guys saw it. Like, it's not
he had his
spoilers,
costume
but it's just
on.
it's costume with
Yeah,
Daredevil.
the costume on.
I mean, like, obviously, set pictures doesn't say anything about the plot or whatever, but it's like, I don't know, if they team up for
Says he'll
something,
be back.
like, he's like, Daredevil's like, I need an army, like he says in the end, like, he needs an army, so he's gonna, like, recruit everybody. I don't know.
Anybody else mad at that line?
I don't think Matt's really. Yeah, I don't think
nobody else was mad at that line. Nobody else was mad at that line because
we need an army.
Here's what I thought.
I wasn't mad at the line.
Just raised. I know because you said it in the chat. But the initial thing that
I wasn't mad
thought
at
was
the
gonna
line.
happen.
I was just
the initial thing that I thought was gonna happen was when he said, "We're gonna need an army." That we saw like we have like I thought we were gonna see like Luke Cage and Danny Rand come out of the shadows or be waiting in the bar at the end scene.
Oh
that was
yeah,
the perfect time to
like
do it.
that one
You could have had
meme where it's
Jessica
all
Jones
like,
double in
I
there.
sent
That
that
one
tweet.
meme?
I sent that tweet in the chat.
Oh
This
my
is like
God,
I was expecting.
bro.
I was expecting Luke Cage and Danny Rand, and then I see Cherry's Goofy.
He said my goofy self was expecting to defend it.
Cherry,
I saw
the
Cherry.
detective from earlier, and then a few good cops. It's like, who y'all finna fight?
We gonna die.
I'm like,
Right.
wait,
Who y'all finna fight?
we gonna
And Josie behind the bar serving alcohol. What y'all finna do? Nothing.
Josie gonna serve him up, bro. Josie gonna serve him up.
Do a dog on thing.
Josie gonna serve him up, bro.
But I just knew it was gonna be like some sort. That would have been the perfect. First of all, the speech was
would've been
phenomenal.
great.
The
Would've been
speech
great.
he gave was phenomenal at the end.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
I was like, that's the perfect opportunity. You could have got Kristen Ritter to just stumble in drunk and be like,
What we doing?
"Oh, what's
what
up,
we doing,
Daredevil?"
guys? Yeah, like, what we doing,
What's
guys?
this about? Like, that would have been a perfect opportunity to tease it.
Bruh,
But
watch,
Or have her say something like, "I didn't think we were gonna do this."
Bro,
again." Like,
watch. watch. Hold on, watch the director or the producer now say, "Oh yeah, we had planned that." And but then it ultimately didn't end up happening. I'm like, bro.
That's why Kristen was working out.
Or they could have brought Kamala Khan and her daddy. So,
Oh yeah.
Kamala Khan ain't in on this. This is too violent for Kamala.
This is like yeah. It's too much.
If anything, they're
too
gonna
much.
swoop up that baby who's gonna be a white tiger and carry her on to
I'm like,
elsewhere.
So I'm curious to see how they age her up. Like, how are they going to do that? Because she looks
White
very
Tiger's still
young.
a teenager when she becomes a superhero, so they're not gonna.
I know, but she's very tiny though. Not that she got to be big. I'm not saying she got to be big.
Rocket's
like
tiny.
That, who?
Rocket.
Did you compare her to Rocket? The raccoon?
She's not Rocket.
You said she's
sir.
tiny. Rocket's tiny.
Bro,
She's
a
raccoon,
human.
though.
She's a human. What are you talking about?
But she's gonna have powers. She's gonna have superpowers. Talking about.
But she's still little
tiny.
though.
That comparison makes
Like right
no
now,
sense.
she looks like a tween.
It made
She doesn't even
perfect
look like
sense.
she's
What are you
15
talking
yet.
about? It made
Why are you
perfect
comparing
sense.
a tiny raccoon to a tiny human?
No, because
That's the same thing.
just because she's small. Yes, it is. You're
It's
saying,
not
oh,
the
just
same
because she's
thing.
small, she can't do anything?
It's not
No,
the same
but it's
thing.
not the same thing.
It is totally the same thing. She can
It
fire
is
a gun.
not. It's
She's
not
got
the same
super.
thing.
And Rocket
You're
doesn't
talking
even
about
have
an animal and a
superpowers.
human.
Rocket doesn't even have superpowers. She has. She's gonna have superpowers.
Clip this
Right,
whole
but
conversation. This
she's
is gonna be the
very
promo.
tiny.
This is gonna be the promo for the episode, y'all.
The
I'm just
same
saying.
way y'all thought that small Black Widow was unbelievable doing action stunts is gonna be the same way y'all gonna feel
Who's
that
y'all?
the White Tiger.
Wait, who is small Black Widow?
Who's
Wait, what are you talking
y'all?
about?
Who's small Black Widow?
Yeah, who are you
from,
talking about?
Captain America: The Brave New World.
Oh, that Black
Oh,
Widow.
you're talking about her?
Yeah, sure.
It wasn't not believable. It wasn't, and she's a full-grown woman. But she
Yeah,
didn't
but
have
she's still tiny.
superpowers. She didn't
Rocket,
have
Rocket,
superpowers.
bro, Rocket is a
She trained in the
full-grown
Red Room.
raccoon.
They
You know
low-key
that,
got a
right?
little bit of the serum in them.
Rocket is a full-grown raccoon.
It doesn't
Just
matter
saying.
what species he is.
It does matter.
She's gonna have superpowers.
All right. Anyway, well, we'll figure that out. Maybe White Tiger will come in season 3 or something. I don't even know. She needs to grow up a little bit before she can get into vigilante.
A little bit, just a little bit.
It doesn't matter that she's
She
not,
looks like a
she's
child.
not that young.
She looks like a child right now.
Okay, she is a child. She's not probably like 12.
In the show,
11?
they said she was like 14 or 15. They said she was like 14 or 15. Kamala is freaking she was like 16, 17 when her stuff was happening.
Oh,
so
she just gotta hit the. She
y'all
just gotta
are
hit the gym
right now.
Get some muscles and like
Kamala
let's go.
don't count.
If we're okay, why are we okay? Here's my thing. Because we have time. What? Why are we acting like this is a complete? Like there's a complete dismissal of like child superheroes now just because
I'm
they
not
look
saying
young.
there's a dismissal of child superheroes.
Yes, you are because she's
White
she's too
Tiger.
little. Like it doesn't matter.
White Tiger wasn't as small in stature as she is. She looks like a child right now. Like she looks like somebody who's like 10 or 12.
And are you gonna say the same thing about Franklin Richards?
He's
a baby.
But
child.
It's not the same thing.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
But
He's
Franklin Richards is one of the most powerful human. Well, not human, but he's one of the most powerful mutants ever.
And he's younger. And
But he's still one of the most powerful.
But like Franklin Richards,
don't have anything to do with his
superpowers
stature.
too.
Here's the
She
thing.
has superpowers too.
Okay. So what we're saying, what Just
It
Race
doesn't
is
matter
trying
the
to say,
stature.
what
doesn't
Just
matter
Race
the
is trying
stature.
to say is that
I
this
understand what
actress-
he's trying to say, but it doesn't matter the stature.
Franklin Richards doesn't make sense then in that comparison because Franklin Richards has always been presented as either
He's
a
small.
child, or an adult, right? Like those are the two
He's
main iterations that we
smaller.
see of Franklin. Yes, but with White Tiger, this actress does not look like the same stature of
get
comic
it.
book accurate White Tiger. That's all he's trying
I
to
get
say.
it. That's
all I'm saying.
What if she's still the same size, but maybe just a couple of inches taller when she is aged up to be?
Maybe
White
we
Tiger?
can't make any assumptions like that right now. I mean,
Maybe-
I'm
You
just-
think they're gonna
do
cast
something-
another
They're gonna have
actor?
to do something with some makeup
No.
or something to make her look a little older. She just looks like she's 12.
But she's not in the show.
not in the show. But
Right.
We're
I'm
just saying she just looks a little
that's
too
how
young.
she looks, though. She looks really, really young, though.
This argument
That's
is
all I'm
ridiculous. We have big bad Beetleborgs. Remember those guys?
That got nothing to do with the MCU.
It does.
Nothing to do
It
with
does.
the MCU.
MCU
Guys.
adjacent. Because they had a Marvel comic.
Why not?
They had a Marvel comic back
Alright. We don't have the time for this, like Q said earlier. We really don't.
It's 47. We have
Anyway,
time.
anyway. All right, let's
We
get to
done
the end of
talking
the
about the
episode.
episode.
Let's get to the end of this episode, which is
We done
all these
talking about
People in
the
cages.
these
We
people
done
in
talking about
cages.
the review.
No, we're not.
No, we don't. 'Cause we ain't talk about the end credit
The
scene.
billionaires in cages.
I'm just mad to have a man swordsman in there.
And a
I'm like,
swordsman's
well,
in there. Sad.
He's
He
a
must have not paid
billionaire.
the
Yeah.
fine.
He said he wasn't going to.
And now we see where he's at. Buddy in a cage, looking like a little.
It's just- I don't know,
He
it's
looks like
just-
a raccoon now. Like he's
it's-
just sitting in the cage, like.
To be honest, it's so twisted. But like seeing Vanessa and Wilson eat dinner after this whole chaos happened, it's like so twisted. But the ultimate power,
seeing him
the
go
ultimate
on
power couple. To
television
be
a
honest,
lot.
that's goals right there, y'all.
Ultimate power couple.
I don't know about that one.
With
The season
12
do
sausage
that
in between
after
them?
all of that chaos.
Yo, hold on.
With 12
Yo,
With 12
yo.
with 12 sausages on the plate?
This episode is. Yo, this episode is off the rails. What'd you say?
I said with the 12 sausages on the plate. my
No.
nigga. With the 12
You in
sausages
the
on plate, my
beginning,
nigga.
before that, you said 12 sausages between them, bro.
Y'all terrible.
He terrible.
All I'm saying
That goes to
is-
top of the list for the most pause-worthy moments of the show, and even after this, it's still gonna be top there. All right, anyway.
No, I'm just saying it was eerie watching him do all that, then go eat dinner like nothing happened.
Pause.
Then for him to get on TV and lie about everything, I was like, fam.
I love New York.
I was attempting my life.
I love New York.
And after that, they cut the power in an attempt on the city. And it's just like,
Blatant
It sounded
lie.
like it sounded like a 10-year-old. It sounded like a 10-year-old trying to lie.
Yeah.
And after that, they with the thing. And
But the thing is,
I love
like,
New York.
I just feel bad, like he just like discredited Gallo, but
Yeah.
New York is gonna rise up against him. I think, like,
Oh, for
ultimately, like they can see through the BS, and because
There's
New
too
York
many
is that kind of
superheroes.
place.
There's too many
That part.
superheroes in New York.
Yeah.
that part.
The mutes
But-
are gonna.
So
mutes are gonna go
which
crazy.
begs the
Oh.
question, because a lot of people are saying this online: where is Spider-Man?
Hanging out.
He is locked away in a Sony contract.
So I know, yeah, Sony put him in one of Fist's cages. He's in
locked
the,
away.
he's in the
Sony
cages
contract.
with
That is
Punisher.
where he is. He
Yeah.
is not allowed to come on
Well,
television.
Yeah, bro's
Something
locked up.
that I was watching New Rockstars, and that's where I heard the whole other thing. But a theory could be that he's just in his own part of Manhattan dealing with what he can, like street level wise, kind of getting his teeth sharpened, so to speak, in that lane, because because he's been doing this thing with Spider-Man. All they know is that there's a Spider-Man person saving people and doing all these things. Who's to say that he didn't go to work, kind of like he did in X-Men 97 when everything went awry,
That's true.
and he was just doing his own thing, but nobody was paying attention to him. That could
That's
be
true.
what happened. And then it gets referenced in next year's movie. It has to be to some degree.
I think that's the
because
only way they can really do it, to be honest.
That actually
But-
makes sense the way they showed that in that montage on X-Men 97, because it was mad New York heroes that they showed just on the street doing their thing and nobody really paying attention to them saving them for
they're going crazy in Hell's Kitchen, though.
facts.
I guess Matt's the only one really there in Hell's Kitchen, because
And knowing Peter,
They
he
told
probably
everything
like, I ain't really going down there.
I was about to say Peter's hanging back.
I'm probably just gonna chill in Manhattan. Like,
Someone-
I'm not really feeling.
He's from the Bronx, right?
Someone
He's from the
tweeted
Bronx,
saying,
right?
who?
Peter.
I believe so.
Isn't he
He's
from-
from the
No.
Bronx.
Is he
from
Cat-
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Queens.
Queens.
Ah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
No, but there was someone tweeted, like, Peter saw the blackout and must have thought that his broke ass just like didn't pay the electricity bill and went back to sleep.
He was all like,
Well, gotta snap some more photos.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the
That's
biggest
funny.
question people have is just like, where is Spider-Man, like, with this whole blackout thing and the task force in full force?
you
and
could ask that about
just-
everybody, though. Where's the
Yeah,
other
to
guy?
be
Where's
honest.
Spider-Man? Where's Captain America? Where's
Yeah.
well, not Captain America, but where's this person? Where's that person? Like,
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
ask that
right.
all day.
Yeah, for sure.
The story
But-
didn't allow it, people. That's what happened. The story
Right.
didn't allow it.
It's
Sony
called
didn't allow it.
Budget. It's called budget and contractual obligations.
And also, if
called
one
Sony.
of the
Yeah.
one of the like planetary tier heroes showed up every time there was something like on the low level, that
Yeah,
would take the draw out of the story.
There would be no story.
There would be
Yeah,
no
for
story.
sure.
Like, if
If
Thor
the Avengers
showed up, if
Like,
Thor
done.
showed up in the middle of everything, stop, or everybody's getting struck with lightning.
Yeah. No, you're done. Yeah, exactly.
You're
Like,
done.
there is no
Kingpin?
story,
Oh, you're trying to fight Thor?
and that's just
You're
how it
done.
is in the
Kingpin, like,
comics
what
as
do you-
well. That's just how it is in the comics.
This
Yeah.
time I will go for the head. Slink.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and Thor ain't playing, bro.
You just
Kingpin
can't
gonna
put-
try
you
and punch
just-
him, and he's just, ow, you're done. Like,
You just can't put like any sort of reality in these situations. Like, social media is just gonna always blow it up. And be
Right.
like, we was
well,
Spider-Man.
it's because we have
Alright,
normies
bro.
now, and I'm sorry
Yeah.
to call y'all if y'all are offended by that, but like, that's what we call people who weren't already in this culture. Like, there's a lot of people who are getting drawn into the whole geeky world.
Which is
And,
great.
like, a lot of you, which is awesome,
Kudos.
but a lot of you have a lot of opinions and questions that don't. You're not just living in it. You're not just taking it for what it is. You have a lot of sensible questions,
Right.
but you gotta know to just have the story be the story. and let it just be what
Guys.
it
It's
is.
called a comic book sense. Like
Guys.
you gotta realize
That
that
sense
the
of
same
reality
way you,
needs to.
this same way you can disband reality for Fast and Furious is the same
Oh my
way.
God.
It's the same way.
What do you
should
mean?
Disband reality when you're watching something.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Two niggas went into space.
I couldn't keep a straight face for that.
With duct tape. From Bow
Yo,
Like, what are we saying?
someone tweeted. Someone tweeted saying this. Hold on. You know when Matt? I just checked my phone. Matt said Karen when he woke up in the hospital. Someone tweeted Heather really heard this and instantly went to work for Fisk.
Oh,
Touche.
that's true. That's true.
Touche.
That's fair. That's
Touche.
fair, though.
Touche.
That's fair.
Touche.
That's fair.
He
Touche.
said Karen. She said bet.
Alright.
Bet. Maybe
All
we'll
right.
talk about this another time, psych. All right.
Fact, I ain't. You know what? I'm gonna let you talk to your little lawyer friend. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I gotta do.
You'll be commissioner of mental health. Which, what do you think Fisk's take will be on that? Like commissioner of mental, is it just to control Heather, or is it like really?
Oh, yeah.
Does he have some nefarious
Absolutely.
plan with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
To control
I'm
her
sure he has
and
a-
to make it look good in the public's eye. Like, look, I have an advocate for mental health on my team.
Sure.
Right.
He ain't gonna be doing nothing with her for real.
I don't know.
For real,
Maybe
she
he just
gonna be
wants to
chilling.
like push some antipsychotic. I don't even know. Like some drugs. You know. I don't even.
You
know.
think she's gonna like? Okay, I guess this is time for like kind of predictions in next season. Like, do you think she's gonna have a character arc where she turns around? Like,
No,
and
I
actually-
think she's still going to. I think she's still in her mind. She's ethical, and she, at her core, she does not support Fisk. Right? If
Yeah.
she truly knows who Fisk is, because right now she doesn't believe anything Matt said, and she thinks that she only knows Fisk from like the therapy sessions, and she thinks like he's a protective kind of guy, but that's basically it. And he's like overprotective, whatever. Good dude. He cares for the city or whatever. Taking him at face value, right? I think she's still going to continue that. And I think he's going to start pushing some things that she might not agree with, and then she'll eventually come around to it. But I feel like she's going to die in the second season.
I feel like she's gonna die before Sheila gonna die.
oh yeah,
'Cause I feel like Sheila got better sense.
That's
to
a-
know,
that's a
oh, this
coin
man
toss.
crazy for real.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna be in it so
She might
deep
be-
that she's not gonna realize.
she might be playing the field for real. Like, she might be playing into the hand to keep herself safe right now.
Sheila?
And yeah, I think that's what
Yeah.
she's doing. She's
Yeah, for
she's
sure.
trying to keep herself safe right now because she wasn't
sure.
in that whole thing with the commissioner. She was like, "Nah, bro, you got it." And,
Right.
No, for sure,
and
for sure.
Now,
Yeah.
And now she survives to go to the next season, and is probably gonna get caught up in the next season.
The only person that I feel like who's gonna get really turned is just Daniel, and he's
Yeah,
also.
he's
I feel.
He's
Dado.
done.
Yeah, no,
he's
he
done.
done. He done. But like I'm saying, like he's like fully leaning into the dark side in season 2. Here's where I feel like it's gonna be a little conflicted. Like the person who's gonna be on Fisk's team who's gonna be the most conflicted out of everyone. Because the two people are Heather, like she already has a good like core to her, and so she's gonna be pretty like taken aback with what Fisk does, like when she finally wisens up to who he really is. So that's a no-brainer in my opinion. Sheila, she's already really torn and does not support anything that Fisk does, but she's doing it out of safety. Daniel is
Yeah.
fully gone, I feel. Buck, I feel like he might have a turnaround in some way.
What made at any point made you think that about that character?
I feel like the ending
What did he
scene.
give up?
I feel like the endings. Like I feel like there's some things that maybe it's just the way that the actor is portraying him, but I feel like he really is kind of conflicted on the inside. I don't know.
He
Maybe
isn't
it's just
playing
my.
a conflicted character to me.
I have a wild theory about Buck to throw out there.
All right, go
What
ahead.
if it won't really old buddy that was locked up that she messed with and it was actually Buck?
I actually thought about that.
Wait, what do you mean?
I hear you. I hear you.
What if
I
it
thought
wasn't?
about
Because
that.
she shot Buddy smooth real quick.
Smooth quick.
What if it won't really him that she messed with?
She's been messing around with Buck the whole time. Radical. That's a theory.
Wait, who?
Buck
Vanessa.
and Vanessa.
She been messing around. Oh, instead of Adam?
There we go. I couldn't think of his name. I don't know why I wanted to call
Yeah.
him Jack.
Old dude
Huh.
that got shot.
Oh yeah, I was like thinking Bullseye for a second. I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay, huh?
That's just a wild theory to throw out there. Speaking of theories,
that is pretty wild.
I had that same theory.
That is
Speaking of
pretty
theories,
wild.
how'd y'all feel about the post-credit scene? Because seeing
Wait,
Punisher,
Frank?
first of all,
Going straight into the Punisher
the officer
special.
was stupid.
That dude was dude. That dude was dumb.
He was
I was like, you're gonna die.
I don't blame him. He's a fanboy. He just wanted to give a minute, but yeah, poor guy.
I was like, don't you take that hand. Don't you
Going-
take that hand.
Going straight into the Punisher
You gonna
special.
Shake his hand. Sit
Yeah.
down. You deserve.
I can't wait. I hope
Hey, wait a minute.
I hope they show how he breaks out of that cage and all that. But it's going straight into the Punisher special, so can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Can't wait.
And that's next year. We did
And
just
it's
to
going
kind
to
of
be
correct something.
carnage.
Hold on. Just to correct something I said a couple episodes back. The presentation is next year.
What did you
Next
Oh,
say?
you thought it was this year? You said it was this year?
We said this year. I said this year.
Oh,
and
I
we just
thought
kind
we
of kept
always said
rolling
next
with
year.
it. Nah. I said
Oh.
this year and we kept rolling.
Oh, yeah. It's
All good.
definitely next year. They got too much stuff on their plate this year.
Yeah.
Way too much, yeah. And it would make sense. It would kind of like it would. I think it would play. They would play themselves kind of like they have been for the last couple of years, trying to like maximize the hype. And it's just like, nah, just
Nah,
let it be
I
cool.
think-
That last scene was
Let it be cool.
perfect.
I think they
They're
learned a
already
lesson.
coming out with season 2 of Daredevil Born Again next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, why try to rush? Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
They
It's
on a
like
roll
leading
right now.
leading into it would be great because right now we're gonna get taken back into the mainline part of the MCU with Ironheart, which I'm excited about. I was excited about Ironheart at first because I like Riri Williams. I like the way the actress portrays her and all that stuff. But I feel like next year they'll probably have a lot more stuff on the darker alternative side of MCU ready. So like, we'll be kind of sort of starting to step into like the Knights portion and all that stuff of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, in any case,
Oh wait, I don't think we said like final ratings of season 1. So
Oh, no, we didn't.
just raced. I know you did it on your channel, but just drop one for us.
So
again.
for me personally, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, just simply because some of the disjointed mesh together that he did for episodes 2 through 7 with switching out the different creative directed teams and all that stuff, you can kind of feel it and you can kind of tell. But for the most part, they did a really, really good job of blending that with the new story elements and everything. So I gave it a 9 out of 10. It would have been a 10 out of 10 if it wouldn't have been for that. But phenomenal. I got to reevaluate what my top MCU projects are.
word,
At least the MCU Disney Plus series.
no doubt. And I give it a 9.5. It was just because of what you said, basically, but not like I was okay with the fact that the in between episodes were kind of episodic as opposed to like linked with everything because it was like a good balance. They played it well. They did their
Did a
thing.
really good job.
'Cause it could have went off the rails. Like, what does this have to do with anything? And it stayed within the parameters of the story and still made it look cohesive. So that's what I was kind of worried about. I was worried it wouldn't be cohesive, and we've had a lot of trouble with the TV shows being cohesive. So I'm glad that it ended up the way they did. So 9.5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Q. I think 9.5. I think like the cohesiveness was. I mean, even with the disjointed things, I still feel like it still kept me in the show. Like it didn't take away from so much. Now it's more of like the cinematography or maybe like some of the dialogue a little bit that took me out of it. But story wise, like it didn't. Nothing seemed super disjointed to where I was just like, this feels like 2 production teams or whatever. Even when I knew it, like I knew that there were 2 production teams and all creative teams or whatever, and I knew that those were 2 different things that we're dealing with, but it didn't feel like. I think kudos to them for pulling it all together and still delivering a very quality product. I think this is gonna go down. I feel like a lot of people are already rating it like right below season 1 of the actual Daredevil show, or maybe like 3rd to season 3. But I would probably put it up there as well. Maybe like 2nd to season 1. I would say 2nd to season 3. I like season 3 better than season 1, to be honest. But yeah, so that gives an average of 9.3 for the show. I think
Let's go.
overall. I think we really loved it, and we loved reviewing the show, and we really loved going on this experience, this journey together, and we just Genuinely cannot wait for the Punisher special and also season 2 of Daredevil.
This concludes our Daredevil Born Again review. We reviewed pretty much every episode. But keep tuning in to the show because we got a whole lot more to talk about. Every Monday, dropping new episodes. So stay tapped in, stay tuned in. We have been those Indie Geeks. We out.